There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast, the party, the anniversary. We have been going 1 year. We have a guest as well, so stay on, get ready. I know you will all love this surprise guest. I don't know whether you figured him out yet. I don't know, but he will be revealed. Don't worry. We had to get him on for this 1 year of Toffee Bluecast. We are a channel that looks to bring Everton fans together. We go live before the game, after the game, and we also get an opposition fan on now as well. So we are really putting ourselves out there to give you a good watch. We've had some cracking guests as well. We had Pablo from the Fab. We've had Julia from BBC Merseyside Sport. We've had Elton Wellesby. We just keep getting them on, and that's what we'll do. Try and put a cracking show on for you to make Toffee Bluecast just a good watch for Everton fans. If you're looking for something, you can get on it. Right, so let's get this is actually the first episode on this day started with last year. Luke, I think you remember, Luke. We did the first episode, didn't we, Luke? You helped me get the logo sorted and all that lot, and we went live first time together, didn't we? And we've come a long way since then, haven't we?
Absolutely, mate. You've come along leaps and bounds. Started from very humble beginnings. A very, very, I can't even say the word just because it's Little Dick Masters has ruined it a bit. But you were a very humble channel when you started out, and you've grown into something rather magnificent so far. A year long, you've got many subscribers now. You've got great people on your channel coming on as well as commenting on the channel. I'm really proud of you. I couldn't be any happier that you've progressed the way you have so far.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks. We're doing all right. We are doing all right. It helps as well with the people in the comments or the regulars as well. That's what we're here for. If there's loads of people in the comments, it makes the channel easier. And me and Paul always say, get involved in the comments. Get your comments on the screen tonight as well. Right, here we go then. Should we get him on, Paul? The surprise guest.
Yes, definitely. Can't wait for this.
Do they know who he is in the comments?
No one said anything. No one's guessed yet.
No one be blown away though. It's definitely a surprise then. Right, let's do this then. Let's have a bit of music for this surprise guest before we get him on. Here we go. Let's get some music going. Up the Toffees. Here we go. Bring on the hype. Do you know who it is? That's the question. The surprise guest. You've seen him at all the Everton events. You probably sang to him. Here he is. Let's get him involved. Let's get the beat going first. Give him a build up. Here we go. What's happening in the building? Here he is, Ryan Rooney.
Okay, that's the first introduction I've ever had to anything. That was sick. I really enjoyed that.
What an intro. Love it.
I didn't
know whether to give you a wrestling shout out or a singing shout out then. But you are, everyone loves you, and I'm happy to get you on. I have pushed you a couple of times to come on, and this seems the moment, the perfect time. And we will be getting a song from Ryan Rooney. He will give us a song on the channel. And in the comments, maybe he'll give you two if you push him to a request in the comments as well as a song as well, because we need an Everton boost now. At this moment in time, we do need an Everton boost you up before this massive game of massive games that are coming up, because we've got some big fixtures coming up, haven't we? So, Ryan, how are you doing? You all right? I am going to put you on the big screen.
Yeah, go for it. I'm all good, mate, to be honest. Just same old. Just been in the studio working on new songs and stuff like that. And obviously, as you know, through our Twitter and stuff like that, just trying to work on perfecting the little Everton act to do every now and then.
You do a lot of events. I'll give you a shout out now. You do the Bullens, absolutely. They're amazing, those Bullen events, ain't they? I've seen you do them. Yeah. We had Blues. I give him a shout out as well. Blues Against Blood Cancer. You've done an event for him as well. How do you feel on them when you do the events? Because you get the whole crowd going, don't you?
Yeah, it's surreal. It's it's the closest thing I've had to, feeling like a sort of a Ed Sheeran or, someone of that caliber type thing. Obviously, you've got they're not my songs, they're Everton songs and stuff like that, but everyone's singing back to you, and I just it's one of them going on stage for something like that. You just have to sort of psych yourself up a bit. Obviously, there's the sort of excitement nerves and that go through you and stuff like that, but just gotta psych yourself up, and yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't really describe it. It's absolute unbelievable feeling. Like,
Do you know on the events, everyone comes up to you about after, don't you? And says that was absolutely boss, because there's literally everyone shouting all around everyone the Everton songs. Is there one that you've done yourself? Like, I send you Everton songs all the time, and I get stick for some of my Everton songs. But is there one that you've done yourself, that you made up yourself?
Well, I've tried, as we were talking about before. I've tried a few, and not many people's like them as of yet. But it's one of them with football songs. They either bang or they don't. Like obviously the better one I did. Obviously off the Bullens nights, but Ben Winstanley, he sent that to me, and I just did it. I was in my car because I was just dead excited to do it, and I did that. But I suppose that the closest one that got me sort of this sort of, I don't want to sound, like a knobhead or, big header, but the sort of title is the Everton singer. It was the Nathan Patterson one. I did that in a bar with about 2 people in it in town, and my mate videoed it. And I just thought, what, I'll throw it up. So I threw it up, and then it was quite slow at first, but then it started moving, and then all of a sudden, my phone was just like bing, 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 bing. So I had a look, and it turned out like Patterson himself had shared it. And I was like in newspapers in Scotland and in Glasgow and stuff like that. And so that's one that I sort of hold close to my heart. Like, it's not my song, but that's probably the one I hold closest to my heart, because it got me to this sort of position.
I do know how you feel on that a little bit, because I did sing the Dwight McNeil on a short on this channel. The Dwight McNeil song, "You Make Me Feel," running down the street, Dwight McNeil, and I sang it, and I put it up on as a short. And a couple of months later, I got an email saying, "We want to use one of your songs on the BBC Merseyside and Everton podcast that's coming up." And I was like, I didn't know what song it was, because I do sing quite a lot. Not like you, not as good as you, by the way. But and I was thinking, what is this? And they emailed me which one it was, and it was the Dwight McNeil song. And I'm actually in that. Do you know the Amazing Everton podcast that they've just released that Julia did? I'm actually in that, singing the Dwight McNeil song.
I'll
they say to Dwight McNeil, they got me singing the Dwight McNeil song, and then she goes, "What do you think of the Dwight McNeil song?" Me singing it to Dwight McNeil, and he actually said he thinks it's boss. So that'll be my claim to fame now for the rest of my life.
Episode 7, Dan? Isn't that episode 7?
Episode 7. Yeah.
I'll have to have
I was
a
quite
look,
proud
definitely.
of that. But I can't sing, by the way. So when you hear it, it's going to just be me screeching like a cat. Ryan Rooney can actually sing. He's a lot better. If you've heard him at the events already, you'll know that. We'll talk about Everton a little bit now, and then we'll get a few songs from you. And then I know you've probably got to go then, but I'm happy to have you on. Everton. So it's a time now that you're coming on. We've actually got a channel coming up where we've got the bottom 9 teams, a podcaster from all bottom 9 teams, and picking the order that they think who's going to finish the bottom 9 in the Premier League this season. It's probably a bad time to do it, because we don't even know whether Forest or us are going to get a point deduction. I'll chuck it on that now. How are you feeling now as an Everton fan? Because at the moment, we don't know whether we're going to get taken over by 777, whether that's going to go through 777. And we also don't know what's going to happen with this point deduction. So where are you at with that?
Yeah, it's been everywhere. Same as probably the rest of the Everton fans. I do think we'll get some points back. I've seen the pictures of obviously the solicitor, the lawyer, whatever you want to call it, outside of Goodison. And he look, it's a smile that looks like a face that's just wiped the floor with the Premier League. But so I'm hoping, that even the last few games, City game, a few before that, normally obviously on TikTok, if people follow me, they'll know I normally do a post-match reaction and stuff like that. But I just haven't been. I feel I don't know. It's a mad time to be an Everton fan. Like, I'm 21. I was born in 2002. My time being an Everton fan, I've never seen us go through any sort of relegation scrap or anything like that. So it's a mad feeling, like as everyone can probably relate to. I'm not too sure about the new owners coming in. It just all, I don't know. It's just a mad time, mental.
There is a lot to digest at the minute. You don't know what. It's not even about football anymore, is it? It's literally, as an Everton fan, for me, when we're on the channel, it's hard sometimes because all I like is the football. All I care about is the 11 players on the pitch and the subs, obviously, and Sean Dyche, just pushing them. Because I think, I always say, don't let this sidetrack you because we have still got to stay up this season. My mentality in my head has been, Ryan, that we need to just kind of act like we're not getting the points back. That's what I've said all along. And if you can still stay up without getting the points back, then you're double safe, ain't you? You've got to be ahead of the game. And I still do believe I want the points back, but that's just got to be a bonus. So if we get them, it's a bonus. But I think we've just got to crack on this season to push without. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But you touched earlier on before you come on. You're like me. I'm glad you said this. I'm a real big fan of Sean Dyche because I think a lot of people, once Sean Dyche has got our players working hard, they think that's just a given. But I think Sean Dyche has done so much since he's come in, but people take it for granted. And you said the same, didn't you? Big fan of Sean Dyche.
Yeah, 100%. I think I've heard a few people say it. Short, like particularly Simon Jordan on Talksport. Not many people like him. I think he's bang on the money most of the time, and he says, Sean Dyche he works at what he's got. At Burnley, he played the football he played because that they were the players that he's got, and I think at Everton, I think it's a bit of a step up, and he's working with what he's got. You've seen after we had the first point deduction and stuff like that. We went on like the 4 game win streak and stuff like that. Yeah, then we did come up against Spurs and like your Man Cities and stuff like that. But they're sort of a given. But the fact that we picked up them 4 wins in games, I feel like maybe apart from Newcastle that we should be picking 3 points in. Then we're heading in the right direction. And I think this point deduction is just a massive cloud over our heads. Without this point deduction, we'd be sitting mid-table, and I think we'd all be looking. We'd be looking in the right direction. But it's just because of this that we're still getting labelled a relegation scrap and stuff like that. So I think, I think sort of outside the box with it all. If cause my best mate Lewis, he doesn't like Dyche. He hates him, but it's hard to say to someone think about it. If we never had this points deduction, we'd be thinking about challenging for Europe and stuff like that next season. So it's a mad. I really like him. I'm into him. I hope he stays at Everton. I think he's the best thing to happen. One of the best things to happen to Everton in the past few years, to be honest.
It's a proper 50-50. I get what you're saying with your friend because it's the same on my Twitter. You say something good about him and you'll always get comments saying that he's not good. But I don't want to get into conversation with that sometimes because I on the channel, we just try and hit positive things because I always feel like negative things is just going to knock us down. We've got enough going on without getting on. People don't like his style of football sometimes, but for me, and I've said it to Paul and to Paul before, I think you've got to realise where we're at. It's hard to accept.
What can you do? We haven't got the players like Richarlison or James or anything like that anymore. What more do you want him to do? Do you want him to cast a magic wand and make them all messy? You can't be doing that. So he's got to work at what he's got. And personally, not everyone will agree with me, but I feel like he's doing it. Like I said, without this point deduction, maybe mid-table. I think he's doing a very good job compared to the past 2 or 3 managers we've had.
No, we have got to all pull together with this. I believe it's because we've had the highs of. It's been so. We had Moshiri come in, and we all thought it was going to be a Man City because we all thought Moshiri could come in and spend absolutely what he wanted, and we got advertised something that we didn't get, and then all of a sudden we started signing players. We had Carlo Ancelotti, which makes you think you're going to get Champions League. We went and got Rodriguez. That sort of high as an Everton fan, we thought we could sign who we wanted. We spent 100 million in the transfer window. So we had that feeling as an Everton fan where we was going to compete with the shite and all that lot. And then all of a sudden, FFP, boom, can't do nothing. And we've had 2-3 seasons now where we've had to sell our best players and probably not invest that much in the transfer window. So it's highs and lows. I think that's what makes it so hard for our fans, is the fact that it's hard now to accept that we've got to build away from the bottom.
If we were a Man City, and we were signing all these players, and like we broke the rules, but we signed a full new 11, and we were still sitting third in the table, it wouldn't bother us. It's the fact that we, like a few seasons ago, we could only sign like Connor Cody on loan, Damari Gray. It's like like you said before, it's a hard one to digest because we haven't had these big players who's come in and absolutely changed us. And I still kick myself about Ancelotti, the fact that he was our manager, to be fair, but it's just mad. Like I said, no disrespect to Sean Dyche, because I really like him, but the fact to go from like Ancelotti to Sean Dyche within like 4 years, it's just so typical Everton. Like it's absolutely mental, to be honest.
It sums it up, doesn't it? It does sum it up there. And we started this channel just after the first Crystal relegation battle. We didn't have the channel then. We started it up after, because we used to do spaces, but we moved over to YouTube now, Toffee Bluecast, and this is our year anniversary. So we've been going a year now, and it's done really well. It's hard at the start. It's hard to build it up, but now we seem to be hitting a lot of people that saying we're really thankful for the channel because it's a good watch. But last season, we did the channel over the Bournemouth relegation battle. Me and Paul went to the Bournemouth game, and all season we got told on the channel, "Are you too positive? No one can score goals. We're going down. We're going down." And we stuck at it. We did everything. We tried lucky pants, lucky socks, and we managed to stay up, Ryan. We did.
Great day.
We are the channel that got them going. Yeah, it was a great day. And this is, we need to be positive this season as well. Like, I honestly do believe some people say, "Oh, I can't be asked to do it again. I don't want to do it again." But you ain't got a choice, have you? You can't just bail on your Everton and wave the white flag. We've got to do it again.
Stop supporting, are we? We're never going to stop supporting. It's mad. Like as much as it obviously it's that typical saying that we all say, as much as you hate us, you love us. So you can't like obviously, like I said before, I'm 21. Like I've had a season ticket for like 12, 13 years. I've been home and away, everything like that. But it's a mad one. Like the best day. It sounds sad to people listening in, but the best day of my life being an Everton fan, and like I was at the final in 2009, the semi-final in 2009. So only young, I was at the semi-final against United when Martial scored. I was at that quarter-final when Lukaku scored the 2. But the best day of my life being an Everton fan was that Palace game. And it sounds mad, but for sort of people my age and people, sort of obviously hearing from like my dad and my stepdad and stuff like that, people my age and the younger generation, we need that Everton back so we can all experience what it was like for our dads and granddads in the 80s and stuff like that.
You know what? Definitely never apologise for whatever your best game was. I mean, I know non-league teams' best games might be a third round or even a first round FA Cup game against a League Two side. You know what I mean? So no one should ever apologise for whatever their best game was. And anyone who ever says anything like that as well doesn't know anything, so they can jog on.
Yeah, well, it was. I used to always say to everyone like who asked me on stuff, and I used to say it was that Chelsea game quarter final. Goodison was absolutely rocking. But then obviously that happened, and the way it was so un-Everton. We went 2-0 down. We ended up scoring 3. It was so un-Everton. I actually, funny story. I sit in a park end by the away fans, and now my 2 mates have got season tickets down the opposite end, the second to last block, the main stand end, and I actually changed at half time. I went down. I was gonna get off. And then as I was walking out, because you've got to walk out towards sort of the family enclosure, I seen them, and I just thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna have to stay because they had a spare seat next to them, I think they said, and we ended up scoring 3, and I was like, "Fucking hell, I'm having a season ticket next season." Do you know what I mean? End up winning the league.
I thought we was going to win something with Lukaku added as well. I honestly, when we beat Wolfsburg in the Champions League, I went that one at Wolfsburg at home and we smashed them. And they had Olic and Kevin De Bruyne back then, which is crazy, isn't it? But I remember that, and I thought we was going to win something then. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, sorry, and I thought we was going to win something then. There's been a couple of times when we had Lukaku and Pienaar. It wasn't good times, but it was definitely better times than bloody now. I tell you that for sure. When we had Pienaar and Kale and all that, I still love those players. People will say when I say Pienaar, Kale, I love them.
Yeah, Kale's my probably favourite Everton player. I used to love Tim Kale, and when I was younger, I used to love wearing the number 17 for Kale or the number 8. I don't know why number 8, like, but yeah, I always say that to me mates, like, you know, when we used to whinge and moan about like finishing 7th and 8th, and it's like, oh, I'd absolutely kill to be in that position now.
I know. We've got a long way for that now, isn't it? And we thought that was rubbish. It probably was rubbish for the team that we had. Well, it wasn't. I feel that team could have got more. I do feel that team was worthy of something special because I loved every player. But maybe we could have got more. But one thing I will say is that, and I've said this all along, this is the storm. These 2 relegation battles that we've kept Everton up, because the fans have, you have, at your events, we have on the channel. Just keeping the fans positive. We've all kept them up. And I do believe the storm won't last forever. It really won't. If we can keep them in the Premier League whilst the stadium is being built and we can get owners in that can make us stable, we can restart. And I always say there's you've got to stay in the game just because you don't know what's going to happen if you stay in the game. I mean, I don't like to talk about that much, but Newcastle have come up and they got frigging Champions League in how long Newcastle did. Don't really like talking about it, but I'm just saying they come up from the Championship and they got Champions League in how long? Not long at all. And West Ham, who would have thought they would have won the Europa League last season? So you've got to stay in it because you don't know what's ahead. So we have got some good players. And I think once our club can be run better where we don't breach financial rules. Well, I don't think we breach them as much as I say. We shouldn't get a 10-point deduction. But once we get stable and this new ground, because we had a Spurs fan on the channel and he goes, our stadium gets millions. He says the reason Spurs have gone out and spent all this money this transfer window when no one has is because they're using the Spurs venue for all concerts,
NFL,
loads of other stuff, didn't it? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what Everton could be. We don't know. That stadium will make a lot more money than Goodison Park. And I love Goodison. I love the old lady, but I do think we've got to move with times. And that stadium is the light. So as long as we can stay in the Premier League, there might be better things ahead. And on that note, I'm going to let you sing one of your songs now to drop a big positive bomb on this channel to Everton fans. Because you can't not be positive with an Everton song, can you?
Yeah, I'll just do a grand old team for you then. I'll have to rush back to new house to get everything sorted. But yeah, before I go as well, nice one for having me on, and well done for your anniversary. Well, it's a grand old team to play for, and it's a grand old team to support. And if you know the history, it's enough to make your heart go. We don't care what the red stripes say. What the fuck do we care? We only know it's gotta be a show when the Everton boys are there. Yeah, it's a grand old team to play for. It's a grand old team to support. And if you know the history, it's enough to make your heart go. We don't care what the red stripes say. What the fuck do we care? 'Cause we only know it's gonna be a show when the Everton boys are there. When the Everton boys are there.
me. That hits deep. That did. That makes me want to start doing headbutting walls and stuff. That does. You know what I mean, when the Everton boys are there, and we are always there. We are always there. That
Never
Bournemouth
not
game,
be.
we was there, and we'll be there again. That was amazing. That was, mate.
Cheers.
That hit deep. You know what I mean? And we needed that song. And you can't get lifted to that song, and you can't be there for Everton again. That song, you never will be able to. That was cracking, Ryan. I know you've got a lot to do now. You've got stuff on. I will let you go now. Thanks for coming on for our year. We'll get you on again,
My
hopefully.
pleasure.
Boss,
Definitely.
for coming on.
Whenever you want, just give me a message. I'll be here, definitely. Even before the games or anything like that, just give us a message. I'll be on here.
Good man.
I'll
Cheers,
meet you at
Ryan.
the game as well. When I come down next, I'll be meeting you at the game. Thank you. That is Ryan Rooney. You know him. Cracking song.
Thanks very much.
I'll let you go
Thanks,
now,
everyone.
mate. Absolute boss.
Cheers,
Mate.
mate.
Thank you. That was good, wasn't
How
it?
good's that? How good was that?
Yeah.
Quick now.
He is boss, isn't he?
Brilliant, that.
Got me going, that did. I was like, come on, Everton. Come on, Everton. Absolutely boss, that is. Yeah, on the channel. You know what I mean? Me and Luke helped me with the logo, started it all up. And then Paul come along, and we're going now, and we're absolutely smashing it. And we've got loads lined up. Luke touched on it a bit earlier on. We're doing you proud, ain't we? I know you've got your channel, which you give yourself a shout out now for anyone on. Guys, if you're on...
Yeah. So if no one knows what my channel is, so I am School Science TV. So what I specialize in right now is more drone work than anything. So what I've been doing over the past couple of years now, whilst Everton been building Bramley-Moore Dock, I've been doing everything to try and document it from the sky, pretty much, from my little drone. You can probably even see the first generation one right there. That unfortunately met its some timely demise, and we've got the updated one just by my right ankle right now. And we're just getting around there, just getting the best footage possible. And whenever the weather's not up to scratch, I try and get as much as I can, and source it from other places if needs be. I always try and get everything out on a weekly basis, and normally let people know in advance if I'm not able to do so.
No, it is cracking. I always have a look when you put them on and stuff like that, and you get some cracking footage. You have got a new drone as well now. Rest in peace, the old one. And if you anything on the stadium, Luke will keep you updated. Honestly, I'll follow him. I don't really follow much more because everything's on Luke. He gets you some good footage. But you're getting excited about that stadium now, ain't you? I mean, we just touched it then, that there's going to be good things coming with the new stadium. And like I said, I had that Spurs fan on, and with how happy he sounded and how much that new stadium's looking after Spurs, and it's really helping that football club. You must be happy now seeing those seats going and stuff like that, Luke, because it's looking like it's getting a lot closer, isn't it?
I'm absolutely ecstatic. I mean, the cladding all over the roof, as well as the barrel trusses and everything, that just tells me how close we are to getting into there. And I mean, come October, it will be finished. And the only downside is we won't be going into it immediately. We're going to be going into it the season progressing afterwards. But still, there'll be more than likely events that are going to be taking place in there before we move into it. And I wouldn't put it past Everton if they decide to do stadium tours in there as well. So if you were, let's say, coming into the city or a tourist, you could do a stadium tour in Goodison, and then, like, I don't know, maybe a couple of hours later, be coming down to Bramley-Moore Dock and doing a stadium tour in there, just being able to actually see the difference. And I will say it is actually a massive difference. I mean, I've seen the footage for the new home dressing room, and I'm not sure if any of you guys have actually been in the Goodson one. It's a nice dressing room, but it kind of looks like a high school gym, like changing room.
Boxy.
And the away
Very
one's even
boxy.
worse. It is. The away one looks purpose built to be the most uncomfortable thing on planet Earth. It literally looks like your school's dressing room gym. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
The new one's just like massive, isn't it? The old lady's just old school in it, and that's what makes it so special, isn't it? Because it's a beautiful stadium, and it's old fashioned. You've got your wooden seats, and it feels like it is the stadium that freaking football. Well, we've got all the history. We've got like the first this, the first that, the first that.
Oh,
There's a lot of history on the stadium, and it's sad to let it go. But I think this is the perfect time now. If you've ever got to change stadium, when you're struggling with FFP and you're struggling with financially, and this stadium isn't doing it financially as much as this new one is going to, I think you've just got to move with times, like, for our football club. Otherwise, we'll be in big trouble. So I think it's the perfect time now where you understand we've got to leave. It's going to be sad, though, because that stadium, I just hope that the stadium is the same. I know they talked about it with Jagielka. You're going to get the same feeling. Is it close enough to the pitch? I'm really hoping they are going to nail it feeling the same. It'll never feel exactly the same. Of course it won't, but get the same feelings inside the stadium.
We'll probably be getting the closest experience to being back in Goodison without it being Goodison, just for the design of the actual stadium itself. I mean, looking in the renderings, you can see it as well, because you are, like Goodison is, it's basically you are on the pitch almost. I mean, granted, you've got to have a certain amount of space when it comes to, the likes of being for the linesmen, being for the stewards and all them. But you're essentially like pretty much on the pitch, and every single row is going to feel like that all the way to the back, because it's the way they've got it. They've put it down to an absolute science. It's pretty much, as the rows going back, they're at just the right height where you're going to be sitting there, and you're not going to have some guy pretty much obstructing your view, like right here. I mean, I get that in Goodison at the moment. I'm pretty much where I am. Like, I'm double F, double G in the Gladys Street. And like 2 to 3 rows in front of me, I've got a guy who's probably about 6.5, 7 foot. And when he's standing up, I'm not seeing anything. I'm basically looking at the back of his head and counting his hairs.
I know I did sit. I was sitting on. Paul was sitting on my knee when Decore scored that goal. You know what I mean? He flew out the stadium.
On your shoulder, one eye.
Those wooden seats are pretty.
On his shoulder, whispering sweet nothings.
Exactly.
I mean, it was pretty close. It was pretty close, but it's good. It's close. You want more room, of course you do, but it is good and it's close. Right, everybody. The Blues said, who was the mystery guest? You will be able to watch it back and find the point where he was on. It was Ryan Rooney, and he did sing a cracking song there, which I was really happy about. And it seems perfectly fitting as well with the way we need to stick together this season. Paul, I'm going to pass this over to you because I've seen you chuck something at the bottom of the screen. Paul has put some stuff together. I don't know what he's done. I've left it over to him for this Toffee Bluecast year anniversary.
Yeah, I've got some things, and I've got some messages off people. I'm just trying to put in the banners at the same time. But on Twitter, I followed someone called Forward Footballer since I was on Twitter, to be honest. And he just did general things, whatever was going on in football. He would come up with forwards that would describe it, and then come up with a bit of graphic to go with it. So he said, how are you doing? I said, we're doing brilliant. I said, it's our birthday today. He said, send me some details. So he sent me this. So, happy birthday, Toffee Bluecast. And that's for you, Dan, that.
It's cracker, that is.
So that's from Forward Footballer. Give him a follow, everybody. So not bad at all.
Headphones as well.
I know, yeah. I know. The likeness. Look at you there. I mean, that's probably about 9 months ago, I think. Green top and everything.
When me and Luke first did the channel, when we first did that, I think it was for the Liverpool game. I was bricking it.
It was the Liverpool game.
Yeah, it was the Liverpool game. Yeah, well, I can't remember how we got on, but it was just going live for the first time. When we started the channel, it wasn't easy. I kept saying to Luke, people keep trolling this channel, saying, "Oh, it's crap, it's crap, it's crap," and it was really hard to get past some of those that was burying it down, but. There's a lot, and the Blues there in the comments, Emma, and a lot of you lot really did push me to keep this channel going, because it was something I just started and would have bailed on quite easily if there wasn't support. Jamie as well, who's on the channel, and a lot of you, I just want to give you all a shout out, and Paul as well for coming on and doing a double act with me on this channel. Don't think I would have kept doing it, would I, Luke? I wasn't 100%, was I? We managed to keep going on it, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to just emphasize just to ignore the noise. I mean, I get it myself. I mean, even to this day, I'm just looking through my channel now. I mean, some of the comments you get coming through are absolutely hilarious. I mean, I've got a guy here. He literally put on it, EFC, never another penny from me. The People's Club, keep believing, suckers. I mean, Get over yourself. I mean, for crying out loud, Everton do everything for the fans. I mean, I know this one firsthand, just to the fact that if it wasn't for Everton, I wouldn't be able to take my granddad to the games. I would not be able to go with him to the games. Because of his severely limited mobility and everything and his age, I'm basically his personal carer. If it wasn't for Everton actually stepping up and saying, look, we'll help you do this, we'll help you sort it out, we'll help you get to the games with your granddad, he wouldn't be going and I wouldn't be going. So for someone to come out and say like stuff like that is an absolute loads of bollocks.
Agreed.
No,
Agreed.
like you say, you do realise other stuff. Some stuff you can't really listen to all the noise, like you said, because you'll always get one or two people that are saying a lot different to all the rest of the group. It's the same when I do surveys. Sometimes I do surveys, don't I, Paul? And you do a survey and you see a few tweets and you think, oh, everyone hates this player. And then you do a survey and you realise 80% of like 600 people don't hate that player. It's just a few that are jumping on the negative. Paul, I'm going to pass it over to you again. I've seen you got more stuff coming up. I just see I don't know what you've got here. A bit like, what's he got here? What's Paul done?
I've not told Dan very much, to be honest, have I?
No, I don't know what he's got on here, so I get nervous on surprises.
I've got a few messages. I'm going to read this one out, to be honest, because he's written a lot for me. But this is someone who me and Dan have known on Twitter for quite a few years, and we did spaces together and things like that. So this is from Joseph Yobo's Yo-Yo.
Is it?
Yeah. He said, congratulations on the milestone, Dan. You're like the YouTube version of my guy Gay, and you look proper like that as well. First time I saw you, I thought you were twins because your complexion is eerily similar. I've been on spaces with you a few times, and Match of the Day got in touch after them and asked if I wanted to go on the show, but I said no because I had more important things to do, like running up and down my garden doing the Andy Johnson celebration. Anyway, well done, mate. Good going. You've done well. Like that song says, life is a roller coaster. You've just got to bite it, or something like that. Congratulations to you and Paul, like the modern version of the Chuckle Brothers. From me to you. Up the Toffees, freely tie. All the best. God bless.
Oh, that's a good message from Ty. That's a proper Joseph Yobo message as well, that isn't it?
It's a proper one, isn't it? It's good, that.
Good message, that is. I like that song as well. Life is a roller coaster. She's picked a good one there.
I got another one for you as well. I typed this one up. Congratulations, Dan, Paul, all associated with Toffee Bluecast. Such an achievement to celebrate 1 year, and what a 12 months has been for you to debate and discuss. Thank you for the support you've shown to the BBC podcast series. Keep up the great work and positivity about the Blues. Happy first birthday, Toffee Bluecast. Up the fucking Toffees. Love from Julia Bond, BBC Sport.
Oh,
We love Julia, don't we?
Yeah, good guest on the channel as well. It was a good stream.
Very good.
A lot did watch. It says thanks for us promoting the Everton podcast. I think it did it itself, to be fair. It smashed it. It's a cracking listen. Yeah, good message as well.
Did very well. So yeah, we've had lots of people. I mean, lots of people we already know. Thanks for everyone on the channel who posted their messages in already. I know, Emma, we're going to cry now. So it just means a lot because obviously we've had lots of people over the past year, and we've had lots of guests as well. I have got something I'm going to show in a moment or two, but I just have to load it up first. So while I'm doing that, Dan, what can you remember as being sort of the most standout moments of the past 12 months?
What standout moments on the channel?
Yeah.
Or standout moments of Everton in general?
Yeah, both, I suppose.
The biggest one for me on the channel was, I think, when, like, before I come down to your house, because we did it last minute. I said to you that Bournemouth game, I said, we've got to go. I feel like they need us. And for it, your daughter, my daughter, me and you, my daughter's first game. And
Luke's throwing up in his mouth a little bit back here.
Yeah, the night before that game. He's feeling it. The night before that game, everything Everton likes the walk and talks. He asked for one, And I remember just going down the beach and doing a walk and talk and putting it on the channel. And I'm just saying, like, this is it. Like, we're going to, like, the next time we go live on the channel, we're either going to be in the Toffee Bluecast is going to be in the Championship or in the Premier League. And I'd done the unicorn. I'd done all the stuff to Manu Paul, all the speeches, everything. We tried everything to keep everyone positive. And just that last channel for me, that walk and talk, that was the big one for me. That one was, I think, because it was literally the next channel was in the Championship or the Premier League. And it was that scary because if Decore didn't score, we was relegated. So yeah, that was a big one, Paul. I think that was a biggie.
Yeah, I mean, Luke, what do you think sort of stands out really for Everton wise, other than the Bournemouth one? Anything that sort of floats in your memory about what we've sort of done?
It's tough to say because there's quite a lot of different things. To be honest, regarding Everton wise, I mean, to be honest, I think we've come leaps and bounds from what we were last season. I mean, the dice factor is starting to kick in finally. I mean, we are starting to become more of a robust team, and you can see it on the fans. I mean, yes, granted, it's one of them. Like a lot of people have said, he's a bit like he's a little bit like Marmite, and either you love him or you hate him. But to be fair, I think he's the ideal thing for what Everton are right now. He's no nonsense. We're just playing nice, simple football. And I mean, a lot of people say, no, it's boring football. I don't think it is. I mean, there is genuinely moments in games, like good chunks of the game, where when we have possession, we're actually doing a decent little bit of flourish and flair about it. Yet it's still that simple back to front football, but it's got the modern twist to it, if you get what I mean. I mean, it's basically like Moyes plus sort of football. Because when you watch David Moyes back in the Everton days, there wasn't much pizzazz about his football. It was very bare bones and simple football, but it got the job done.
Agreed.
It's kind of play for the badge, isn't it? Put 100% in. I always say that. Like, I'm glad. I don't think there was putting 100% in. I think under Sean Dyche, sometimes I can moan that they do a bad pass, but I can never moan about them working hard now, Luke. That's the thing, isn't it? You can't moan about them actually not working hard for us because they are working hard for us. Over to you, Paul.
Yeah, I was just reading Emma and the Blues as well. Like that Brighton game, if you sort of think back to that one. I mean, Dan, I don't know whether you might not remember this because you've done it a few times, but for the Brighton game, because we needed a result, Dan actually painted himself blue and rode the unicorn. And we won 5-1. And that was all down to Dan. That wasn't, because of any other reason. That was basically because of the positivity on Toffee Bluecast and Dan painting himself blue, and then on the main street outside his house, riding the unicorn and taking the applause from the cars going past. So we've all done our bit. I think we've definitely done our bit over the past year to drag these lads, keep them in the Premiership, and let them have a chance with Dyche. Yeah, because that's what I think we do here as well. Is that they roll their sleeves up and they get stuck in on the pitch, but that's what we do here as well, isn't it? Get bloody stuck in.
We have to. And I always believe, and it's weird you get it in your head, I believe that everything matters. Do you know when you listen to the interview when they did it on Woney and Farewell, they said on that relegation battle, they watched the opposition games play because they thought if they watched the games, it could affect the results. And that's what they used to watch the other teams to lose last season, thinking, if I watch Leicester, they might lose and it might help Everton. And that's what it's like. You actually, the Blues and Emma and all that in the comments, get on the unicorn again if you don't. So idiot me jumps on it. I'll try anything. I'll literally try anything last season. And you don't know whether it was lucky. You don't know. It's like if you didn't watch a game and you lose, you feel like, if I would have watched it, we probably would have done better. Chloe laughs at me because I always say that. She goes, it ain't going to make a difference. Says, it makes difference. Trust me. If I'm there because when you watch a game, in your heart, you're in the game, ain't you? And
it's a butterfly effect, isn't it? You think your viewership is enough to sort of add that little extra to it.
100%.
Yeah, just rolling back to the Brighton game. I was actually at that game, and we had a very good time at that game.
Hey,
I think you sent me that. I think, yeah.
that's class.
Yeah, I think it is. I sent it on the way back, more than likely.
Yeah. I was always in contact with you. Yeah. You
Yeah,
did a lot
because we did the West Ham game as well, didn't we? Because that was when I actually came on and gave you the away day thing for it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Why she was in the stadium? Yeah, I remember that one. We are there. We are always there.
Right, Dan, I've got a little something to show, but I need some music to go along with it. So
right, let's get some music for this.
Do you want to choose?
Do you want me to do it?
Choose your music that you want.
What music? High or slow?
Oh, you go for it. You go for it. It's fine. Anything.
But you got like slow, or you got?
I've got a collection. You can have it upbeat. No, more upbeat than that. More upbeat. Than that.
More hard. I am a bit more hardcore now. You got a bit of this.
Well, go for the Dwight McNeil song.
DJ Jack.
Like that. Right, so you ready? Here we go, everyone. Bang it up, Dan. There's no sound on this, so bang it up.
Alright, let's put more up. I didn't know if you wanted your voice in it as well. Here we go.
Oh, God.
He's flagging there, look. That's big.
I said you were trying to sell the unicorn. Let's go. When we start getting technical, start using images.
It was on like one thing at the panel.
Yeah. The constant defense Elton Wellesby.
Elton Wellesby. Hey.
Incredible name, dude. Remember that old logo?
Yeah.
Hey.
Who's that?
Works though.
Oh my days. Andy Smith.
Only because you did that. That's why we got that.
That's why it happened. Cracking for doing that. The journey.
Fucking nervous before the last few games.
Yeah, we're focused there. We look stressed.
Going up towards the big one.
7.
Okay.
Oh, God, look how close that table is.
That was hard. That was hard.
All the lads.
All of them on. Off the roof,
Yeah.
that one.
Out and out. This is a new season. We're full of hope.
got it. You got it. You got the fab.
That's a good one.
Blues against good character, especially if earlier on.
Go quiz. Jamie's love of boot.
That's a story I can tell.
Jamie's boot fan.
When we watch the Lander game.
Watch along, first one.
Yeah.
Probably eat chicken on that, to be fair.
That was when we scored. Wonderful quiz.
Blue was good at that one. Yeah, they smashed us.
Started doing little pictures for the teams and stuff.
Probably ages that.
Number one fan.
There she is. Look at her face.
Big win that.
What am I doing? Incredible Hulk. Luke's looking at what's he doing there?
Hey, like this. I'm rolling on lunch.
Hulk smash.
That's when we had
That's why you're not getting
27-08.
No, Pope.
27-08. This is an FA Cup score.
Hulk's face there.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting
Look at that.
for us to draw Luton in the cup.
Oh yeah, to predict the cup draw, yeah.
That's when we had Julia up. And here we are.
That's where we're at now.
There we go, guys.
So much, isn't there? What a journey.
Well
Only
done,
just
mate.
1 year. Yeah, you can see how as the equipment and everything's got better as we've gone along as well, can't you? It's been a good journey, and we're pushed to get the watch
Very
better
good.
for everyone. We've crammed a lot in there, haven't we? It shows we're always working hard. Some people don't realise sometimes, like, they just think, oh, they think they're decent because they're doing a channel and stuff. We don't think we're nothing, by the way. In fact, we think we're quite rubbish, and we're trying to push to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we really do push for you lot to give you a good listen. And we always do get opposition fans on now as well. So there's a lot of stuff moving forward in the pool that we are doing as well going forward.
I'll tell you what, Thursday's going to be epic. Absolutely mammoth, to be honest.
I'm a bit nervous on that one. That's our biggest.
good.
I'd say that's our biggest one so far. To be fair,
Definitely the most people.
10 people on the channel. I think the most it lets you have on the channel is 10. And on Thursday, we will have 10 people. So 10 YouTubers from 10 different teams, and quite big YouTubers as well, a lot of them. Quite big, like top end for their channels as well. So it's something it'll test us. And I think that's what you've got to do on this channel is we've got to push to give you really good content. So we've got to push ourselves to give you that. And I don't think anywhere else other than the actual probably Sky shows and stuff like that, I've seen 9 fans from the bottom 9 come together and pick who's going to finish where and actually say where they think in the same room. So Toffee Bluecast is going to do that. So we're quite proud that we're making that happen on Thursday, aren't we, Paul?
Yeah, that's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to that. And when we've actually sort of sorted out how we're gonna have people on, it does look like a Royal Rumble, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it
Relegation Royal Rumble this Thursday at 8:00, and it will look like that because it'll just be full of people at the beginning. I'm not saying we'll jump and like start smacking each other over the top of the head and stuff, but you never know.
What the format before we do that, because we can little talk about on that because that's a big event coming up. Thanks everyone for coming on today. And there's been some cracking messages as well. Makes it all worthwhile. But on the one coming up on Thursday, me and Paul, we planned it all. So what we'll do is we'll get all 9 teams. There's a fan for every team. We'll get them to say how they're feeling. So we'll go through every fan to say how they're feeling. So we'll get an idea of how every team is feeling in the bottom 9. And then this is how we get you involved in the comments. So we'll tell you early now. We get them to predict who's going to finish 20th. And we'll pass it on through all 10 people. and then we'll say who's going to finish 19th, and we'll pass it on through all 10 people. So you in the comments, when we say 20th, we want to know you in the comments who you think's going to finish 20th and who you think's going to finish 90th. So it's kind of like a little quiz that they can take part in. That's the way we've done the format, isn't it, Paul? So hopefully in the comments, the way it's going to go, when we come off the show and see what all of us fans think on the channel, we want to know what you lot think in the comments as well. We should have a good format of what you lot think in the comments. But it is a big show, that is. So get involved. Leave Thursday free at 8 o'clock because it is going to be a big one.
Imagine that as well. Imagine that this week we have our birthday. We have that Royal Rumble on Thursday, and then on Friday we find that we've got all of our points back.
Well, I was just thinking this now. Luke. Do you think that it's going to come in? Imagine if whilst we're live, it comes in the deduction.
I'm going to give you right here now, fans. We're not just going to get our 10 points back. We're going to get 12 points back because they're going to compensate us 2 points for being an absolute gang of gobshites. I don't know where that came from.
You know what? If we found that out on Thursday evening, that would be hilarious.
You know what? If someone does that, I will not be surprised if my inbox gets filled with requests for lottery numbers.
Clip this.
Yeah,
clip it.
I mean, the lads on Toffee TV have basically hammered it home as much as they can. They've basically pulled the Premier League rulebook up and said where it says about the PSR, it says about it being sporting-based sanctions. What we got was a non-sporting sanction. So they literally, in their rulebook, it contradicts what they've done to us. So they've got no ground to stand on. And Super Silk is definitely going to be the one who pulls that up to them and says, well, there's your book. This is what it says. You basically just done the exact opposite of what your book says. So what's the go then? Are you not scared of an independent commissioner? You've went after Everton. Well, I'll tell you something right now. You've made the worst possible choice. You might as well have just went for bloody Chelsea or Man City. It would have been a lot easier for them.
I have seen a lot of teams I've seen West Ham fans now saying corrupt. At first, when everyone was against us, no one cared. But now it's happening to them. I have seen a lot of corruption signs go up from other teams. I don't think it's just going to be us. I think the longer it goes on, the more it's going to come from everyone. But when we do this thing on, I hope we are the ones that started it and the ones that we've done really well. I said on the tweet yesterday, I think it was the way that they've done the posters that you've got behind you and stuff like that. The way they've done that, they've absolutely smashed it. They have, and I gave them a big shout out. I don't know whether they read the tweet, but there's quite a lot of likes on it. But the organisation that they've had and the whole stadium full of the cards that are yellow, cards that are green, cards that are pink, and all the other stuff that they've done. We couldn't have done no more as fans. I generally feel, I don't think I'll come out of this saying after we find out where we stand with this deduction. I don't think I'll come out saying I wish we could have done more or we should have done more, because I generally think we've done everything we can, ain't we? And whatever we get. Our fans have really put on a big strike against this point deduction. I don't know what's going to happen though, because we're doing our predictions on Thursday, and we've got a Forest fan on, so he's going to say how he feels, but some people that do their predictions might have in consideration that Forest are going to get deducted points. They might have consideration that Everton are going to get deducted more points, or they might have consideration that Everton are going to get more points back. It's going to be a crazy one. What a weird season, isn't it, Paul? What a weird season.
We're Everton, aren't we?
We are. It's just a way. It is just a way.
Has like one or two other people, because we're normally on sort of 9 plus, aren't we? But if you missed it, Ryan Rooney, Everton singer, was on in the first 15-20 minutes. Top lad, did a song for us as well. We had a good chat with him. He's lovely, isn't he? Love to have him back.
He's a good guy.
Cracking chat. Really knowledgeable about his Everton stuff as well. And a singing voice as smooth as butter.
It was as smooth as butter, to be fair. It was like, I didn't know what I expected. I don't know. I expected just a chant like me singing Everton, but when he sang it just hit deeper, and I think it was a good song. And it's cracking that he did come on. So I will cut that up and put it up like a piece of cake. I'll cut it up like a piece of cake and I'll actually crop it and put it on a video on Twitter, and we'll get that song on. Because shout out for him for coming on. I can't believe how much we've got going on. Like we say, we've got this year thingy anniversary today, and then straight back on it. We've got Thursday. And I thought, Paul, what day are we playing Crystal Palace?
It's on Monday. It's Monday Night Football, where Jamie Carragher will be talking about Xavi Alonso, and then we will play Crystal Palace sometime afterwards when he's finished talking.
Spitty. Well, he don't finish spitting, does he, when he talks?
While my voice is still as croaky as hell, let's see if I can pull this one off. We'll make it almost like the American advertisement style.
Go for it.
This Monday, Everton take on Crystal Palace. The mighty Everton are currently facing a 10-point deduction, but will that stop them? No, it will not. They will take on the mighty Eagles. And who will be coming out on top? Only time will tell. Tune in at 8 o'clock.
Like very red pepper, that. I like that. It's good.
I would... That's me done. Yeah, I'm going to have to start now anyway, guys. I need to get me stuff sorted out before tomorrow.
Yeah, we are shooting. We are ending this one now. This was the actual banner, Luke, of mine. Do you know where you've just done your voice, Luke?
Yeah.
I was going to do the banner for Thursday night. This is the banner. So I guess it kind of just advertises it anyway, doesn't it? But this is the banner. You think your voice is good? Listen to this, mate. You ready?
Good.
Just as the advertisement for Thursday. Listen to this. You ready? This will be the advertisement for Thursday. I'll get the music on for it because that's what goes with it. Put it about here. Here we go. Get ready. This is the advertisement for Thursday, people.
Here we go, fans, from the bottom 90s in the Premier League. Come head to head. Thoughts on your teams at this moment in time. Bottom 9 order predictions. Let's get ready to rumble!
That's pretty good, huh?
It sounds a bit like I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here, doesn't it? Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Right, before we go, I want a let's get ready to rumble from all three because we need to get ready to rumble for this Crystal Palace game. So, Paul, I'll save you to last. I've got a feeling yours will be the best. Luke, you do yours, then I'll do mine. Like that one we did at their laughs, Paul. That was the best. When Jamie did the laughs, you should have got that one in. Oh, that was a good moment as well on Toffee Bluecast, by the way. Jamie's laugh and Paul's laugh and Luke's laugh. That was a good one. Right, here we go. Luke, let's get ready to.
So we're doing this for the Thursday night, or we're doing this for the Monday football?
Everything. Just
everything.
Get ready to rumble in general.
Everton Football Club going on through to the last part of the 2023-24 season. Let's get ready to rumble.
That was a good one. You got the voice, haven't you?
Got the voice.
Everton come to take on Crystal Palace. Calvert-Lewin, he's going to be back. He scored 5 against them. He's going to score more. DCL is going to be on it. And we're going to get 10 points back and push for Europa League. Let's get ready to rumble! That's my...
Oh, I love that.
Thanks, mate. I was on this.
Well, for eat your heart out.
I lost my voice then doing that one. Right, go Paul. End the show on this one.
All right, okay. One sec.
Nice and positive.
Oh god,
good speech.
Because you both gone like full on details and everything.
Yeah, you can do yours like a proper you can do yours like. Do you know when you do one of your deep speeches like Everton have been in this situation before? Do not worry. You know what I mean? You can tone it down if you want.
In the blue corner, Everton with their blue shirts and amazing fans. In the yellow corner, the Eagles of Crystal Palace about to get battered. Let's get ready to rumble.
That's good. That's good. I am banning you from the channel unless you talk like that every time on the channel the whole way through. That is class. Oh, that's why I do this channel. That's why I love it. That was cracking. On that note, we are going to let you go. If we don't put a smile on your face just for being stupid, don't know what will. Toffee Bluecast, that's what we do, everyone. Have a boss night, everyone. Drop the banner on now and see you on Thursday, where we'll have 10
Thursday,
people
everybody.
on the
Muchas
channel.
gracias.
10 people
Hasta
on the
luego.
channel on Thursday. Thanks for coming on, Luke, as well, boss. Nice. I'm happy you come on, actually, because you was here at the start as well, so it was banging. Have a boss one, everyone, and see you Thursday. Make sure you are here. We need you in the comments. We need to proper give Toffee Bluecast a good get behind following for this channel. Let's do this.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run.
The stream will be celebrating. I hope so. I really do.